of thing that everyone that has played the game would tell you that makes Lost Ark stand out is the raiding experience. I don't know if you saw the latest raid come out in KR. It's crazy. And the fact that the game is top down, it gives it a new experience
it really
that you can't experience in like a third person perspective, right? In NA, we just got the 3rd Legion raid, which is very difficult. Have you experienced those Legion raids? And like, what are your thoughts on that?
I've not played them again.
Okay.
It
you need to try
a level of dedication. I have watched a lot of streams because, you know, again, I love raiding. Like it's for me, and again, not for everyone, and that I understand that.
Right.
That is the pinnacle of the game, and that's what I want to, you know, the part I want to get to, the part.
I do want to ask you a question, chat. Most of you guys are WoW players, though. What party size are you guys comfortable with in raiding? I think FF being 8-man and Lost Ark being 8-man, I like that a lot. I think like 40 classic or 25-man is too much in my opinion. I think 8 is a great number. Yeah, 8 or 6. Yeah, 8 or 10. Yeah, I don't like big number. 0, I hit other people. Mod, I know where you're going at. But it is like a raid and you have to play with other people and you have to wait for other people to like figure out the mechanic. You gotta wait for the stupidest guy to figure out, you know? But it is what it is. So teamwork, I know where you're coming from. But 25, 40 is just hard to... Yeah, it's just too many people. Hard to keep on the page. And there's so many mechanics going on. And some of them might not even have a mechanic to do, right? And FF, they did a great job where every single person has to kind of do a mechanic almost all the time. But in WoW, if the raid is too big, sometimes you just get away with doing nothing, right? And you win in big mythics because that one guy that F's up all the time doesn't get that mechanic and you just pass. So I think if Riot Games MMO really does a raid, they should go with 6 or 8 or 10. I hope it doesn't... You know, the size is not big, man. The size is not big. Dude, imagine if you had 7 kill stations in the group. Yeah, that would be troublesome, man. That would be very troublesome. More than 10 is just too much, in my opinion. And there will be too much clutter. I also really liked... I know this one's very hard to talk about. But in Lost Ark, you can go in a raid with no healers and no tank. Arguably, there is no healer and tank, but there is a support class. And what is that shield class, chat? I forgot the name of it. Chad Lancer. Gun Lancer. Gun Lancer, and there's supports that can give you like shield. There's no like insta heals. Lost Ark has a set amount of potions. For example, you can use only 4 potions in this raid. If you run out of potions, you're dead. And support can do a little bit of healing and a little bit of shielding. But if you cannot find a tank or support, you can just go in with 8 DPS. If the 8 DPS is crazy out of their mind and know how to dodge every mechanic, you can just beat the boss. I actually loved that. Because in TBC, Wrath... In Wrath, I started tanking. Because in TBC, I experienced if there's no tank, you cannot do anything. And even as a streamer, I couldn't get groups, dude. Like, finding tanks were hard as hell. I like that you can go beat dungeons and raids with no healer and tank if you're good at the game and if you're mechanically good at dodging and solving problems. I really, really love that. Because sitting in LFG waiting for a fucking tank and healer is miserable, man. In Lost Ark, when Vicus first came out, we couldn't find a tank or healer. I just got 4 DPS, 4 DPS. We sent it home. It took us a while, but we beat it. And it felt very, very nice. If we wanted to wait for a Paladin or a Bard, we would have had to wait like an hour or 2, like more. And I already waited that long, right? I just got frustrated. I'm like, you know what? Let's just go full DPS, send it home. And we did it, dude. It felt good. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but would you guys be okay if you could just do a dungeon and raid with DPSs only? I know in an MMO it's important that there's a guy with the tank standing in the front, like taking the beating, and then someone healing. But this makes it where every player has to know what the boss does, right? In a lot of the raids, there's only mechanics like only tanks know and only DPSs know, right? But if you take that away, it makes it where everyone has to pay attention to everything this boss does. And I think that is a lot more fun than just tank, backpedal him over here and just tank and spanking while the DPS does like other mechanic. I think it's nice when everyone has to know all the mechanic is where I'm going at. What do you guys think? Would you like it where you can just go with any comp, and if you're good mechanically solving and dodging all the stuff, you can win? Or do you guys want the old traditional format of having a tank and a healer? What do you guys want? Like, okay, I see a lot of agreements. I think the support increasing damage group is, yeah, I think having both is good, but I like what Lost Ark has, where you could just go with anything you want. Like WoW and FFXIV, you need a format of two tank, 2 healer, etc., right? I just want to play MMO alone. That is why there is Genshin for you, Mal. You know what I mean? I like both, but I play Lost Ark. I really miss having a true tank and a healer. Right. So there are like traditional people, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with that. I just hope Riot Games mechanically, like everyone has to learn it. I didn't like stuff in Final Fantasy 2 where tanks, even though they screw up, they don't fucking die, man. Like they could take 2 tank busters and or get hit by stuff and they don't die because they're a tank, and they just get, you know, what's the right tank privilege? They have tank privilege. Like they F up and they don't die. Where if I play a DPS, I step on something, I'm insta dead, right? I want it where everyone has to know the mechanic and they have to do it right. I think that's a lot of fun. I love being a tank in WoW. It isn't satisfying to be the one. Yeah, I like being the tank in WoW too. When I was tanking in Wrath, I like being in lead. I like charging in. I like taking all the aggro and everyone just follows the leader, right? But at the same time, I feel like it's nice when everyone has to pay attention to everything. I like that a lot. I would like that. Yes. I'm going on way too long. Okay, let's just unpause the video and watch because I'm getting hungry. My stomach is eating itself. I have a big hole in my stomach right now.